Hello everyone, my name is Muir, and this is Starsector version 0.95.1a RC6. And this is the Brawler Afflictor. So, I remember the devs a while ago had stated that they wanted phase ships to be able to do a lot of brawling, so this is an example of something that seems to work. So what we have here are two IR pulse lasers, two ion cannons, an antimatter blaster, adaptive phase coils, and a flux coil adjunct. The main thing here is we need as many capacitors as we can get, because we slow down the more percentage of this that we use. We need to be able to get away from things. You'll notice that this has pretty much no point defense whatsoever. The main reason for that is you can hopefully just run away from whatever fighters you need, or get back to some shades to help take care of your point defense needs. You should be able to outrun almost everything with adaptive phase coils. Here's how the weapons are set out. And basically, you're going to sit on this one, and you're going to use it to blast enemies predominantly only when you have your special on, the entropy amplifier, so that this does more damage. Now you want that amplifier on as often as possible when you're shooting the enemy with these. And in essence, this sort of works like the frigate version of a capital ship, of two capitals fighting. These do the damage, predominantly. These disable the enemy ships so they can't fight back, and this is sort of your finisher. So how does this work? Well, we look at about equal points. This afflictor costs about 10 points, so we'd be looking at not a Doom, but we'd be looking at either an Enforcer or a Hammerhead as something that is about comparable. So let's go with an Enforcer. Screw it. Let's go with a Hammerhead. I think that's what those are. Now, the AI doesn't do a particularly great job with phase ships, regardless of what you do to them. So don't expect much in that regard. But they can be alright. Now we're going to avoid just blasting his, we're going to avoid, just for simplicity's sake, only just shooting him in the engine block, because, well, quite frankly, you might not have that luxury. As we can see, even going through his shields, we tend to be doing a pretty good job. If he's going to show us his engine block, then hey, we'll do what we can. But as we can see, we are able to overpower this enemy ship. He's going to use his harpoons as essentially his go-to to try and, do something. And we can just avoid them. Now, of course, here we have to let the missiles sort of go on their way, but there isn't much to it. Alright. That's about the same. I don't think we took some damage, but not really much. We can probably go up against something like potentially one of these. That might do the job of being able to stop us, but also not really, because we can just turn off its engines when we feel like it. Because once we get behind him, this is going to play out very similarly. Get outside of his range of those, and then we just sit outside of his point defense range and shoot him till he dies. And I mean, this is pretty much how this is going to play out. His point defense can't get to us, so we can kind of just shoot him till he dies. Our EMPs consistently take out his engines and then start disabling all of his weapons. We go in and do a little bit of damage with their antimatter blaster, but otherwise we just sit in his engine block and shoot him till he explodes. And again, we only want to use our antimatter blaster when we have him entropy amplified, just so we can maximize it, because we do have limited uses. But we can get about 2 shots out per entropy, so that's not too bad. And there's really nothing he can do about it. So this is how you can have a 10-point frigate destroy a, 25-point, whatever this is called again, I forget. Doesn't matter once it's exploding, right? But yeah, there you go. So, how well does it do against carriers? That is usually the question that is asked. So, what if we put up against 30 points of carriers? Well, I have a feeling as long as we can avoid the fighters, we'll just kill the carriers and call it a day. So, we got an enemy over here. We just need them to send out their fighters, and then we can just slip past those. So, that's pretty much what we're going to do. Bombers are doing their thing. And he knows what's coming. Now, the only major problem here is that we spent a lot of flux getting here, but they don't really have particularly high DPS, whereas we do, but at the same time we are getting flooded by fighters. So against 30 points, probably not a good idea, but against 10 points, about equal points, most likely works just fine. Has a bunch of talons. So as long as we can sort of close in, then we can do a pretty good job. Of course, we may want to let our antimatter blaster come online, and then hope that we don't accidentally shoot one of the talons. Because if we do that, it's kind of a waste. So, can we take him out? Yeah, you bet. Let's spin real quick. Damn it. That's exactly what we don't want to happen. Talk of an overkill. Poor bastard. Alright, everything's online. And we pretty much got him in the bag. Alright, use that to just dodge missiles. Wait for antimatter blast to come back online, and goodbye. Excellent. And if we really want to, we can stick around and kill everyone. But, you don't need to. So, that is the Brawler Afflictor. So if you don't like the Assassin phase ship style, you can use this, and it tends to work really well. The EMP helps you take out pretty much every class of ship, so long as you're able to stay out of their point defense range. The IR pulse lasers do a nice amount of damage. These both have the same range. And the antimatter blaster has a shorter range, so as long as an enemy is within range of that, these should be able to hit it. But alright guys, there you go. My name is Muir. This has been Starsector version 0.95.1 ARC6. Let me know how this works out for you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye everyone.